Hello everybody, welcome to A Sure Thing on this beautiful Thursday morning. The wind has picked up here in Cape Town, but we are looking ahead to racing on the weekend at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth. And of course, the countdown is now on to the Cape's premier race meeting of the season happening next Saturday, where we have 12 races on Met Day. I'm sure many of you can't wait to get the card in hand so that you can start studying, start finding your fancies. There'll be lots of panel discussions, lots of banter going about in the build-up to the big day, and of course we'll have a look at that meeting in more detail a week from now. Now it's time for us to concentrate on the 10 races we have at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth on Saturday, where the first race gets underway at 12 o'clock. You of course need to be on 5 minutes before that with your Hollywoodbet punted challenge selections. Put them on, take the bet slip, and if you are the one person that gets all 10 winners on the card, guaranteed you'll be an instant millionaire. The first race on Saturday is a maiden juvenile plate, where we have 8 runners carded in this 1,000 meter contest. Now we've only had 2 runners that are raced runners in this lineup. The rest are all first timers, and there are a few quite expensive ones. We've got a 400,000 Rand sister to Kiss of Life and Karate Kid called Jordash from the stable of Peter Muscat with Richard Fourie on board. Then there's a 750,000 Rand What a Winter colt called Casino King. Craig Zaki teaming up with Justin Snaith. Louis Kotwa rides a 600,000 Rand One World called Nico Stratus for Brett and James Crawford. And then there's a 800,000 Rand What a Winter colt called Winter Snap that Alda de Meyer rides for Candice Robinson. So you can see there are a number of expensive horses stepping out in the first race on Saturday, and the betting is normally a good guide as to how the market see the well-being of the first-timers, but inevitably they will have to beat number 1 Captain John Snow. Fourth on debut over the course and distance was Green, needed that run, and with that run under the belt, there's any amount of improvement that can be expected. This horse was, of course, backed on debut from 6-1 into 22-10, and I reckon this horse will start favourite and will be the one they have to beat in the opener on Saturday. 6 North Point is the other one that's had a run under the belt. That was in an 800 metre scurry, would have obviously come on with the benefit of that run, but if not in either outing, should possibly be the biggest danger. But there are, of course, the first-timers that I said we need to take into account as well. So 1 Captain John Snow in the first is the one they all have to beat. Moving on to the second, which is a Class 5, where 7 runners are carded to contest the 1,600 metre event. And I thought this was quite a tricky affair. Even though just 7, a case can be made for more than one of them. 2, we have a situation, for example, has got consistent recent form. This horse gets blinkers on Saturday, and Gareth Wright is back on board. He knows him well, and if this horse is not left with too much to do in the closing stages, will certainly be flying at them as they hit the line and can be involved in the finish. But I must admit, I prefer the look of number 3, Dawn's Early Light. Now, this horse was not disgraced in its last 2 starts, and if you look at how close he finished, you'll understand why I like number 3, Dawn's Early Light. The form line of that last start has also been franked. JP van der Merwe for Justin Snaith. This is his peak run, and I do think will be cherry ripe to give us a good run for our money. So I'm going with 3, Dawn's Early Light to win it. From 2, we have a situation. For third, I'm going with 5, Okavango. Now this one drops back in trip to 1,600, and I think this one will be in the money. And then for fourth, I'm going with number 6, Warhawk, who also should have a chance with the 4th place horse in that last run having come out and franked the form line. That should enhance his chances in this lineup. So 3, 2, 5 and 6 are the numbers that I'm going for in race number 2. Race 3 on the card is a maiden plate for 3-year-olds to be run over 1,200 metres, and here we have a big field of 17 runners carded. Let's start with number 2, Mr. Fox. Now this horse has been gelded since its last run. It drops back in trip, and if not in need of the outing, I think should be involved. We can expect some improvement from 2, Mr. Fox. 4, Trip and Thunder. This one is getting closer with each start. The form line of that last start has been frank. This one drops in trip, gets blinkers on, and I do think there'll be more to come from number 4, Tripping Thunder. But I'm going to side with number 10, Circumbendibus, as my first choice selection in this race. He sat just off the pace last time out, stayed on at the finish over the course and distance. The second horse in that race has subsequently come out and won. He also gets fitted with blinkers, and that should sharpen him up. And I do think from up handy, he could be very hard to peg back in the closing stages, hence the reason I'm going with 10 Circumbendibus to win it, from 4 Tripping Thunder, 2 Mr. Fox and 17 Palancar. Race 4 is a maiden plate for 3-year-old fillies to be run over 1,200 metres, and here we have 13 runners carded to contest race 4 on the card. We've got a few first-timers, a few lightly race individuals, and a few that's actually got very nice form in this race. I'll start with number 3, Stu's Girl. This one appeared to have just needed that last start. Should strip a lot fitter now that he's having she's having a second run after a rest. Then there's number 4, Poetic Princess. Now, I really like the look of this horse. This horse was no match for the winner on the day when over 1,000 metres last time out. Now going up to 1,200, has got solid recent form. Alder de Meyer returns the ride, and I do think that this horse has got a big chance of taking the lion's share of the prize money, so I'm going with 4, Poetic Princess to win it. Ahead of number 10, She's Got Class, Morne Winnaar for Des McLachlan. That combination has certainly been deadly of late, so we're going to include that one into our play for one of the minor placings. Number 12, Lily Bomb. I've got that one for third. We can expect further improvement. And fourth, number 3, Stu's Girl. 4, 10, 12, 3. The numbers I'm going with in race number 4. Moving on to race 5 on the programme, and this is a maiden plate for fillies over 1,200 metres, where we have 13 runners carded to contest race 5 on the programme. Number 4, Lhasa. We look at this one's form, you'll see getting closer with each run. Must have a chance in this lineup. 7, Papillon Bleu, showed good improvement in its last 2 starts. The third horse in that last start has subsequently come out and won. That strengthens Papillon Bleu's chances. Also one that warrants inclusion. But I'm going with number 11, Warikwaha, from the stable of Brett and James Crawford. Richard Fourie rides. This one was slow away last time out, but made late headway over the course and distance. That was a very, very promising debut, and I do think with that one under the belt that there's any amount of natural improvement that can be expected. So I'm going with 11, Warikwaha to win it. From number 7, Papillon Bleu, 4, Lhasa, and for fourth I'm going with number 12, Another Dream. 11, 7, 4 and 12 in race number 5. 6th race on the programme is a maiden plate fillies and mares to be run over 1,400 metres, and 12 runners are carded to contest race 6. Let's start with number 4, Wild Applause. This one is back from a bit of a break. Should enjoy going back over 1,400 metres, and Grant van Niekerk rides here for Justin Snaith from a good draw. I think this horse must be included. 5, Louis Star was held up at a crucial stage in that last race. Ashton Aries knows this one well, and I do think with a bit of luck in running also cannot be ignored. 7, Rahaba drops in trip to 1,400. I think we'll be staying on in the closing stages. Tuscan Romance. How many times haven't I been for Tuscan Romance when it was reeling off 6 seconds in a row? I do think that this horse can finish in the money again. 3 of those 6 seconds has been over the course and distance, so that one was going to be included in our play. But I'm going for number 11, Englefield Green to win it. Finished second in its last 3 starts. The way he finished off last time out tells me that with a bit of luck in running from a wide draw of 11, can definitely be there where it matters most. So I'm going with 11, Englefield Green to win it from 8, 4 and 5. Race 7 on the programme is a maiden plate for 3 rolls of 1,800 metres. A small yet competitive field of 8 runners will face the starter, but I'm looking no further than number 1, Future Frequency, as my first choice selection in this race. Was slow away, but finished off strongly last time out to be second best. The manner in which this horse finished off last time out suggests that he will enjoy the step up to 1,800. The horse that finished 4th last time out behind him has subsequently come out and won. So from pole position, to me, will have the run of the race and rates the one to beat. I'm going with 1 Future Frequency to win it, ahead of 6 Bomber in the Sky. Chad Little may just be able to make the difference. For third, I'm going with 4 Land of the Rising Sun, who's got solid recent form. And for fourth, number 5 ahead of the pack, who has got a chance of repeating that last start. So 1, 6, 4 and 5 are the numbers I'm going with in race number 7. Race 8 is a Class 3 over 1600. 9 runners are carded to contest race 8. Number 4, Prometer, finished in the money over the course and distance last time out. Reunites with Richard Free. In fact, Richard Free rode this one to victory when it last won. So I think this one is not without a chance, having Richard Free back on board. 5 Future Turn. I think he had excuses last time out. The jock felt something amiss, but has been a model of consistency if one looks at the prior form. Ideally course and distance suited. I think a very strong contender. So let's go with number 5 Future Turn to win it, ahead of 8 Aspect, who will be going to the front and staying on. Third, I'm going with 9 Call to Your Night, who's in a rich vein of form. And for fourth, number 4 Prometer. 5, 8, 9 and 4 are the numbers I'm going with in race number 8. That takes us on to the penultimate race on the card, which is race 9. It's a Class 4 for fillies and mares over 1400 metres. 11 runners are carded in race 9. Number 1, Golden Angel. Let me start there. This one will enjoy going back over this kind of a trip. I think this one is not without a chance. 4 From a Distance. The blinkers seem to have done the trick. Third one after rest. I think there'll be more to come from that one. 6 La Divina. This one picked up a £3 penalty for that last win. Back in Class 4 company. Can be involved in the shake-up again. But I like the look of 9 Swiatek. Was beaten narrowly in its last 2 starts when starting favourite. Richard Free retains the ride. This is also a kilo bet off at the weights with number 6 La Divina. And even though there's precious little to choose between them now on paper, I do think that Swiatek will have that little bit more to come in this race. So 9 Swiatek to win it, ahead of 6 La Divina, 4 From a Distance, and 11 All the Boys I've Loved. That takes us to the last race on the programme, race 10, a C Stakes over 2,000 metres, a big field of 15 runners to end off the day. Let's start with number 2, Beer with the Boys. I think if this one repeats that last start, could be involved in the placings. I like number 5, Touchdown, who had absolutely no luck in running last time out over 1,600 metres. This one finished a close-up second in its penultimate, behind Gentleman Joe, with whom here in his rivalry, and is of course better off at the weights if one takes that into account. I do think that Touchdown is the kind of horse that can win a race of this nature, so let me go with 5 Touchdown to win it, ahead of 9 Heliotrope. She can give the boys a run for their money. For third, I'm going with 7 Flying Futura, who placed in both course and distance start and can feature again. And for fourth, I'm going with number 12, Gentleman Joe. So 5, 9, 7 and 12 are the numbers in the last race on the programme at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth on Saturday. Trust you'll have an enjoyable and profitable afternoon. There are 10 races. Find the winners. Hit them hard, as Shaheen would have said. Make the money. Have the kitty build up for next Saturday's Met meeting. Till we chat again, from you, Rouvaun, take care. Cheers for now.